What's your experience on data? How data are making a difference in your life?
So I think there are two ways of seeing this. There is the data that we, let's say the first derivative of data, which is the direct transfer as you described. In the car, we have 1,000 sensors. These sensors, they can be just for reference for the engineers or they can be active. So for example, there is a sensor called yaw moment, which senses the lateral and the forces, how the car moves. And this has a direct effect on the braking system to optimize the braking system. So if the car is sliding too much, the brake system changes the brake distribution accordingly to that. So this is the first, let's say, derivative of data. We collect the data, we analyze it, we use it for performance. But the second, I would say, derivative of data, which not a lot of people see, is that data is changing the automotive industry, like every other industry, from a hardware heavy to software heavy or asset light industry, in the sense that a car now is a software platform on top of four wheels. Electric, battery, electric motors, they are generally a commodity, or they will be a commodity. There is much less technology embedded in making an electric motor efficient. Pretty much every motor in the industry now is above 90% efficiency. Okay, you can have some technology, but in general, the hardware is a commodity. And the real difference will be on autonomous driving, will be on the making the software better, the controls better, what I just described, on the fly or as you go, controls of the car better with software. So the software, the data is changing a whole industry. $1 trillion business is being changed because now we can access data in real time and use this data to improve the product or to improve the car in this case. So it's, I've said it already many times. I'm sponsored by Forcepoint, but it's not because of that. That I look at cybersecurity. I look at cybersecurity much before that, because for me it's a general trend. As for me, healthcare and the energy transition, it is disrupting. It is an industry which is growing massively because you have all these industries shifting towards data, data heavy. You need to protect this data, and then there is a lot of different. Correct me if I'm wrong, but then there is a lot of different ways to protect it. Forcepoint focus in one, another inside industry which is growing, a very disruptive part of protecting the data, which is extremely important, extremely different from the other companies. So the potential is huge for the industry, for in the automotive segment, this new the new generation of electric vehicles, software based different types of vehicles. Even if you look at e-scooters, which are probably the simplest way of transportation, we are starting. So I helped to start Formula E in 2012. Then I helped to start Roborace, which is autonomous racing cars. If anybody wants to have a look, really interesting, roborace.com. And then last year we announced we're going to do a world championship with e-scooters. Actually, you like motorcycles, and Bradley Smith was testing with us last week with the e-scooter. So we developed the e-scooter that you can rent, like Lime, you know, like Bird, those type, but with 20 horsepower, it reaches 140 kph. They are full carbon fiber with hydraulic brakes, and we're going to do a world championship, races around the world, Middle East, US. The first race actually will be in San Francisco in September. And many other stuff. So we're doing a world championship with $1 million prize money for e-scooters, and even e-scooters are now becoming super software ready and V2X connected. So they send data to each other scooter, they send data to your phone, they send data to the cloud, to us. So even scooters, which are the simplest way of transportation, will be data heavy. So you need to protect this data, you need to store it. So the market potential is absolutely immense. I think we are still in the early ages of this. That's my view, that we are on this industry, and it's amazing to see where it's going.